Hey team, what's up? We have a bunch of leaders on today to chat with you guys about our leader summit that we just got back from. And I'm excited for you guys to hear from so many awesome leaders. And several of them couldn't make it. So if you don't see one of your leaders who was there, it's because they couldn't make it. But we are here representing those of us who were there and just excited to share some of the things that we learned at Leader Summit. I have to share that we did sign an NDA. So there's only so much we can tell you guys. But we will, share what we can and hopefully not slip up and share too much. So yeah, it was, first of all, just so fun to see everyone. I feel like that is one of the biggest reasons that, one of the biggest whys for me is just the people. And I was reminded of that while I was there. I was just reminded of the people and the products are like my two biggest whys. I just freaking love the products and I love the people here and the friendships that we've built and our team. I'm just so proud of our team. So that was like a good reminder for me, just to to remember that. And so we're all going to kind of take turns sharing some of our takeaways. I took a bunch of notes, but I'm going to let some of these other ladies start first. Is there anyone that needs to go first, like that needs to leave early? Or that Trinity, would you like to start?
Yeah, I just got out of the tire shop, guys. First of all, I have to piggyback on what Kelly said. Definitely the camaraderie. There's a lot of direct sales out there, but there truly only is one Color Street. And when we were all dancing and having fun Saturday, and Mr. Park came down and was dancing with us, and I was looking around, and it just really, it almost brought tears to my eyes. We have a really special connection that you don't have at a lot of other companies, not even just direct sales, but anywhere. And I just thought, how cool is that we can just, no one was thinking about PV, GV, gold, silver, nothing. We were just in the moment having fun and just so thankful for that. And then the other takeaway, just the new branding that's coming. We can't really get into that. We didn't see it, but just the excitement from what they were talking about. And they showed us a small, like a video clip of things that are have inspired this new branding. And again, tears brought to my eyes. I am so excited to be behind a company that stands for such goodness.
Yes, I'm so stoked about the branding. I feel like it's going to be really good because we got to hear from Orly and Philip, and I freaking love those two. Like, I feel like they have so much experience behind them. And so I just feel like we're in really good hands with those two regarding like the products and the branding and everything. So it was fun to like chat with them more and get to know them a little better and just hear from them more on stage. Felt like we were in good hands with that. Anything else you want to share, Trinity, or are you good? You good? Okay. Cool. And you know what I do want to add to what you said, and Julie Cruz mentioned this like at another, I can't remember when you said this, Julie. It was like maybe last year at Summit or something, but you were like, oh no, it was at Riviera Maya maybe. Anyway, you were just saying how there's just like no mean girls. I feel like it's just everyone is like really inclusive and friendly, hopefully for the most part. And like I just love that culture that we have. It's more collaborative than competitive. And the community is a big plus. And I know that even people who have left have said how much they miss their community. And I think that says a lot about us. So speaking of Julie, would you like to go next? Okay, wait.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, wait, there you go.
Okay, I did. Yeah. Okay. First of all, I just have to say that I got the beauty bundle and I put Go Getter, which is like the balm pinky purpley color, and it's so pretty. I put it on my lips even. and it went to like a matte finish. So I think a couple of takeaways is I'm so pumped to be putting out this new line of makeup. Like, I think it's going to be so fun for all of us to learn together. Even if you're scared, maybe you don't know about it, you don't know how to apply makeup. Like, I think we're all going to learn, get on those Tuesday trainings and all those things. But okay, so one of my biggest takeaways is, okay, we have been basically, all of us at one point or another have said nothing is working. Tell me if you have said nothing is working, because I have. And we are doing a mindset training inside my team right now. And the first day they said, your brain believes what you tell it. And obviously that's like, Kristen Boss said it, but like, that's like a no duh. But like, when you really think about it, your brain believes what you tell it. And if you're telling it nothing's working, nothing is going to work. So anyway, I think a lot of us came to Summit with that kind of thought, like, parties aren't working, nothing is working. And then at the end, they had all these girls on a panel who were talking about what was working. And then we had like 30 minutes of 1 minute each of stylists going up to the mic and just giving something that was working in their business. And it was like so cool for me to sit back and be like, you know what, there is so much that is working. And if we focus on what is working, our business is going to move forward. We have to stop the negative talk and stop the negative things that we're telling ourselves. And we have to focus on what is working. So if you find yourself in a place where you feel like nothing is working, reach out to other stylists and ask them what is. And I think you'll be really inspired by what you hear. So that was, yeah. Community is great too. Obviously, this whole community. I don't think you'll find anything better.
Totally. I think that was, raise your hand if that was one of your favorite parts when we heard from all the other leaders sharing their ideas. That was, for me, that was a big, like, oh my gosh, I feel like we couldn't write it down fast enough, like all their ideas. But it was like, that's a good idea. You know, like, we have so much knowledge and experience together. You know, we are better together. And it was so cool to hear all those ideas. And Julie and I went into, they had a whole makeup experience where we got to go try the makeup for the first time, because they gave us some samples of the bronzer and blush and highlighter. And it was so fun because Julie and I were like freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, this highlighter is freaking incredible. Like, and the bronzer, and we just kept like, you know, trying the different stuff. And I was like, this is like a game changer. This is a game changer. And then I've been wearing the makeup every day since, and I'm so obsessed. Like my cheek lasts all day. Last night at 5 p.m. I was like, it's still going strong. I still have blush on my cheeks. And like the highlighter, I love the balm one, but I also love the powder one. Anyway, it was just really fun to experience that together and be like, oh my gosh, this is huge. Like, and do you guys remember, Mr. Park said that, he has very, very high standards for our makeup, extremely high standards. And he said that, we outsourced to the best manufacturer in Italy, and they told him he was more picky than Chanel. So like, our makeup's going to be good. And it already is, because I've been wearing it every day, and I'm like, and I try lots and lots of makeup, and I'm like, no, this is really high quality stuff, which is what got me giddy, was just like the products, just like, these are so fun. And even if you're not into makeup, which I know there are a lot of people that are like, I'm not super into makeup. I think that we need to change the story that we tell ourselves, like Julie was saying, and like, I'm willing to try makeup. Like, makeup is fun. Remember when we were teenagers or even little girls, and we would just like play with makeup. And I think, changing your mindset of like, makeup is fun, and it's fun to try because it can really change your look. I mean, this blush is like, and all three of the things, the blush, the highlighter, and the bronzer, I feel like have up leveled my look, and I'm all about that. Please, I'm getting older. Like, so yeah.
Talk about that in your VIP groups too, because I did a poll in my VIP group and asked what kind of makeup they're putting on a regular basis. And the majority of people said chapstick. That was it. And I was like, whoa. So I feel like this is such a great opportunity for me to meet people where they're at and like show really simple looks. Or if you're like, you don't know what you're doing either, like you can learn with your VIPs. Like it's really such a great opportunity. No matter what level you are on with makeup, you can figure out what your VIPs need and it will be really fun. So
yeah, I mean, in Hannah Park, we were like, what did you love? And she talked about the balms. And I mean, the balms, I feel like are just a really simple way to get to add makeup to, you know, add like more makeup to your everyday look. And, you know, cause it's very like swipe. It's like one and done, you know? Anyways, I could go on and on about the makeup. So I'm so excited about it. Because I'm just excited to teach. What?
No, go on.
Yeah, no, I'm just excited to teach people about how to use it because it really is a game changer. So were you saying you want to go next?
I was, because I have this
Okay.
problem where if I have the thoughts in my mind, I cannot focus on anyone else until it's out
You're like,
of my mind. So I'm
hey,
sorry.
let's hear it.
ADHD here. I am not sure if anyone else on this call was in the meetings I was in. I don't remember. But I was in a separate meeting and we had a really intimate session with maybe 50 leaders. And we started it off by throwing out any words that we could come up with that describes a leader. And we came up with like 20 words, and then we kind of grouped them into categories. But anyway, at the end of it, she asked, I think it was Peggy, asked us to rank ourselves 1 to 5 in each category. And I tried to take something that I recently heard from Kristen Boss, where she talks about how when we analyze ourselves and we critique ourselves, we need to be curious, but not judgmental. And so I was trying to be very honest without passing judgment on myself or berating myself or anything like that. And after I had that mindset, like check, like, okay, we're going to do this, but we're not going to be mean to ourselves. I actually ranked myself higher than I kind of thought I would. Because as I went through each thing, I was like, okay, I think I'm good at that. Like, leading by example, or being a service leader, being trustworthy and having integrity, things like this. I'm like, no, I got that. Like it made me realize that I was a leader, and that even though sometimes I question that and I have like this imposter syndrome where you're like, these people say I'm a leader, but am I? It was really nice to see that. And there was a couple that I ranked myself kind of low, and I loved the takeaway of that was look at what your lowest one is and ask people who had that thing as their highest with a 5, and connect with them and ask them to help you get to a 5. And so it was a lot about community and sharing these talents with each other. And, you know, like it's possible that I'll never have a 5 in self-motivation. That's the one that it was low. But maybe I can bridge that with some of my strengths. And maybe I can link arms with someone who is really self-motivated that can help me feed off of that. And so knowing those strengths and weaknesses, and then focusing on the action after that, like, well, now that we know that, because we were curious and we analyzed it, how can we make that empowering?
I love that. Yeah. And I think it's so good to like focus on your strengths and then like outsource or, you know.
Well, and she also
weaknesses.
said, like, when you're looking for personal development books, don't just pick up the newest thing. Say, oh, I need help with self-motivation. Let's focus on that topic. So then I can actually dive into that topic.
Yeah, totally. I did that with coaching. I was like, I need help with coaching, and then read some books about it. And it does make you feel a little more empowered when you do that. And also I think that if you're not like, I feel like what leader doesn't have imposter syndrome? let's just be real here. I feel like every single one of us here, every single person at Summit has moments where they're like, like, you know, am I good enough or whatever? You have these like, because we all have strengths and weaknesses, and like we can't be it all, right? And that's why we are a team and we collaborate, because we all have different strengths and weaknesses. And I think that it's okay to have imposter syndrome, because that's normal. And it's a lot of pressure, you know, to be a leader, even if you have only like one person under you, you still have those moments. So anyway, I just had to mention that. But thanks for sharing. I think it's good to recognize, Laura, like the things that you are doing well. You know what I mean? Like we often don't give ourselves enough credit. Okay, who would like to go next? Haley?
I'll go. So the makeup, I'll just start there. I am excited about it, but I am totally overwhelmed. Like all of that beautiful makeup out there. And I'm like, I don't even know what to do. I couldn't do a thing with it. I didn't even try it. I still haven't tried it. But I think that's okay, because I'm coming from a place of like, I had zero blush, highlighter, or bronzer, and I got my beauty bonus then, and I got what we have from Leader Summit, and now I've got like all this blush and bronzer that I had nothing before.
Yeah.
So I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm watching and learning. I have not tried it yet, and it literally makes me sweat thinking about it. It is hard. So if it's hard for anyone else, that's okay. Like I haven't tried it yet, but I am still excited about it. And even though I'm not comfortable with it, it doesn't mean I'm not going to talk about it. I may not talk about it as much as other people do, but I certainly can show pictures of it. And I don't have anything to compare it to. I don't know if it's good or bad, because I've never used it before, but I can use other people's opinions on it. So yeah.
Yeah.
So it's okay to come from that place of like totally out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. I'm so glad you shared that. And I think it's important to share that with your customers. Like, oh, we're going to be trying this together.
Yeah, we're going to learn together. Like,
yeah,
I know. And I'm getting old too.
That's very relatable.
Yeah, for sure. But same thing as Julie said, the belief, I think that's a big takeaway from Leader Summit is how we talk to ourselves and what we believe in ourselves. Someone said the beliefs have the power to create, but also the power to destroy. And it just has to do with everything we do in life. I know for a lot of us, like from my experience outside of Color Street, weight loss I was always overweight. And until I changed my mind about how I felt about myself, I couldn't lose the weight. So it's the same with Color Street. Until you know that you can do what other people are doing. It, like this beauty bonus stuff and the cheeks, it's scary, but I need to talk to myself differently about it.
Yeah. I almost think you have to like sell yourself on the product.
Change your own mind.
If you're not sold, like it's going to be real hard to sell anyone else on it. So
yeah, for sure.
Start with that. Start with selling yourself on like why you need, and maybe it can be like, so it can be simple reasons like, oh, this makes me look more tan, or oh, this, I like the balms because they're so easy to use, or like but whatever sells you on it is going to sell your customers on it too. You know what I mean? Yeah,
exactly. And at the end of the day, we still have great nail polish. Like for me, it's about the nails. So we got that.
Now it's just a bonus. It's an add-on that they can
add on for sure.
That they can, add to their cart or whatever. And I think there's a lot of people that are curious to try, there's just a lot of people who never have tried bronzer or highlighter because it's overwhelming. But once you learn how, then you can teach them how, and it's a game changer.
And Color Street's doing all those Tuesday trainings over it. So I'll be watching every one of those.
Yep. Yeah. And I love that you shared that quote about belief. We share it again. I'm trying to find it. But
yeah. Beliefs have the power to create, but also the power to destroy.
Yes. Yeah. One of my biggest takeaways is, I'm just gonna be real here, is like, I think it's easy. It's been easy for me to go into victim mode and be like, corporate's not doing this, corporate, wah, 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 corporate. And at this event, I was like, you know what? That is taking away my power. I need to just focus on what I can control. I can't control what corporate does, but I can control what I do.
Also
And
Facebook. Like,
Yeah.
didn't someone said, like, are you going to let Mark Zuckerberg decide the success or not
decide your
success of the
success.
business?
Yes.
Right.
I loved that so
Yeah.
much. That was another favorite quote from those two quotes that you just shared are like my two favorite quotes from
Yeah.
Leader Summit. Like, you can sit and complain about all the things, but until you first of all accept that it is what it is, it be like that, and work with what you've got,
Yeah. Try something new.
it's going to be hard to like move forward. So for me, it was like, my biggest take was like, I believe in us as leaders. I think we are amazing leaders. Many of us helped build the company, and I believe in the product. Again, the people and the product. And so that's what I'm going to focus on. And I'm going to, be excited, just bring that passion and excitement back to my business and to my team. So that was my takeaway. Katie, you want to share?
Sure. So I was going to use that quote as well. That was definitely, when they said that, I was like, whoa, that's really good. So I think for me, of course, there's lots of things, and the friendships and seeing all of our people is obviously huge, but I feel like kind of we're going through this rebirth right now in a way, and when they talked about the rebranding, it's just really exciting. It feels like, the last 5 years we've been kind of this, baby Color Street, but now we're just taking it up a notch. And with the products that we're adding on, it's just a really exciting time, and it's a huge opportunity. And I do think that there's a momentum shift going on right now, and it's really our choice whether or not we're going to take advantage of that or not. And we all have that choice, and that's our personal choice, and we all own our own businesses. And certainly there's a lot of talk about the whole makeup thing, and again, it's your choice if you want to share that, but I encourage you to not make the choice for your customers. Even if you don't wear makeup, it doesn't mean that they don't wear makeup. And part of what Color Street is all about, and your connection with your customers and the hard work that you've put in over the length of your business, is building that trust with your customers. And chances are, if they do wear cheek and they do wear lipstick, they want to buy it from you because they know, like, and trust you. And so, you're going to be reaping the benefits of all of that effort and all of that energy that you've poured into your customers over the last however long. And so even if it's not your thing, maybe just a little highlighter is, you never know. I know a lot of people were never lipstick people, and then all of a sudden they started wearing lipstick. I mean, I was never a pink lipstick girl. I was never a colored nail polish girl, really. I mean, I wore red and like pink, and that was it. And now, wear all the things. So you just never know. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know if you put it on, how it's going to make you feel. And then of course, at the end, when they were talking about the different things that are working, I was just going to share one of those, which was that somebody was doing a product review party, which I thought was really interesting. So, one of your customers, shares on their personal page a review of one of our products. It doesn't even need to be the nail polish. It can be whatever they've tried. And then they tag 10 friends, and then you can go and then, engage on that post. And then you can use the comments and the likes too, not just the comments, but the likes of that post as follow-up. I noticed that you liked so-and-so's post. I would love to share this with you. Have you ever heard about it? That kind of thing. And then the other thing that we talked about at the end, which, these are all leaders that were in this room, right? And we were talking about all the places that we share Color Street. And I could not believe how many people were still really uncomfortable bringing up Color Street to a stranger, even if there's a little bit of a lead in, like if somebody compliments your nails, that's like gold. like run with it and get comfortable with what you say in that situation. There was a girl in the elevator when we were at Summit, and I put a toozie on her. She had full acrylic nails and she's ordering from me. Like, you just never know. And so finding the verbiage and finding the wording that is yours so that you get really comfortable with that and sharing with that, it's huge. It's like, we wear our product on our fingers and it gets attention. And just get comfortable with what you say in that situation. I can give some examples if that would be helpful, but yeah.
Yeah, I was so proud of myself. I got a girl's number, and I don't, because
I got a number, Kelly got digits.
I got her digits. I don't like to put their like a toozie on. I don't want to be like fumbling through my purse and then and putting it on there, which so kudos to you, Katie, for doing that. But I just like
That's my favorite. I'm like,
really?
Oh my gosh, because then you get to see the look.
Yeah, then you see their reaction. It's
otherwise
true.
they lose it. But if you put it on them and you show, you're applying it correctly, so they really get to see how it works. And then if you give it to them, I mean, certainly in like, I gave the TSA, the customs lady when I was leaving, like she's in uniform behind the glass, and she's like, what do you do for your business? And I'm like, I sell dry nail polish. She's like, what? And I gave her a set, right? I wasn't going to sit there in customs, like putting a set on this woman in a uniform, but when you can, I think it's huge.
Yeah. Well, okay, give us your one-liner, Katie.
So I always say,
we're talking about it. Let's go there.
When they compliment my nails, I say I did it myself, because most of the time it's important, if you can, to wear a mani that doesn't look like you did it yourself, because then they go, what? How did you do that?
True.
Or, when she said, what are you guys here for? And I said, oh, we sell dry nail polish, Color Street. Have you heard of it? Do you want to see how it works? It's amazing. And usually they'll say, dry nail polish, and then I'll just say, do you have a second? Let me just show you. Seriously, it's going to blow your mind. So, having excitement in your voice. And then somebody else said,
do you put it on their nails or your nails?
Depends on the situation. I mean, if they have some really fancy mani that they paid $80 for, I'm not gonna, but of course, like at vendor events, you walk away with every color toozie.
Every accent.
But usually most people will say, sure, put it on me, and then they're like, well, but I want all the other ones done. I'm like, okay, let's connect and get their information. Do not just give your information.
Get their digits.
Connect on Facebook, text, something, give them your phone, have them put their information in your phone.
Yeah. Because you want to stay connected. That's a good point. And something else that you made me think of, Katie, was back to like the makeup conversation, was they did a lot of research. They did it to, learn more about what our customers think, and because they're trying to figure out the branding and everything. And one of the things they said is that our customers like the nails because it makes them feel good. That was the number one reason. It makes them feel, and then it makes them feel beautiful, fun, and trendy. And so I think one of the reasons they feel good about selling makeup is because it's the same reasons. It makes them feel good, makes them feel beautiful, fun, and trendy. And so I think that's why the makeup goes hand in hand with the nail polish. And again, you got to like sell it on yourself, and maybe you just focus on one thing, and maybe that's just the tinted lip, lip balm. But start with yourself. So I just had to share those statistics. And also they said only 35% of people have heard of Color Street.
That's what I was just going to look at.
We still got work to do. We still got some work to do,
And the Hispanic market is so low.
Yeah.
Like, we really need to dive into that one for sure.
Mm-hmm. And that's something they are going to be focusing on more, is more diversity, which I love. As seen in, I freaking loved the pictures from the cheek line in the email. Oh, those were beautiful. Okay, Danielle, would you like to share?
Let me unmute. Yes, I would love to share. Okay.
Okay.
So I kind of have a couple, and they really kind of piggyback off what everybody else has said. So me personally, this was my first in-person leader summit that I attended. So I had earned it in San Antonio and the Bahamas, and then the virtual one that we did during COVID, but I had never went in person. So my expectations were kind of set like conference, which leader summit is a lot different than conference. So, what I loved was obviously what everybody said, like just networking with people, hugging people that we only see virtually. But what really changed for me was my personal mindset, which I didn't really anticipate that. I thought I was going to go and leave feeling like I was this incredible leader, which I did. But a lot of it just hit me, and the fact that like I'm in control of my success, I'm in control of my failure, I'm in control of, you know, everything that comes from my business, you know, my mindset, my attitude, my effort, my focus. And like you said, Kelly, like we can't control corporate. We can't control the crazy world that we live in. We can't control Facebook. So we have to focus on what we have control of and let go of all of those other things that are literally just leaving a dark cloud over our head because we can't change it. And a quote that I heard when I got back, I was listening to the church service online that I missed on Sunday when I was traveling, but my pastor said, comfort is the enemy of progress. And I was like, okay, God, like, did you have me listen to this? Because I have been so comfortable. I've been so comfortable with excuses. And like you said, Kelly, playing the victim, like putting the blame on somebody else. I'm not getting parties because of Facebook. I'm not doing this because of corporate. Like, no, Danielle, you are comfortable with making excuses. So you need to take control of your business. And something else that I felt like I was really lacking in was believing in myself. And somebody else mentioned that. I can't remember which person on this Zoom. But it's really important personally for me to believe in myself and our product and our home office staff, our CEO, the opportunity that we have to offer. And I think a lot of us, because of this challenging season that we've all been in with this shift or whatever you want to call it, is we've lost total belief in ourselves. And maybe some of us have lost belief in corporate or the product. So we have to get back to that, because when we believe in ourselves and our product and all the things I just listed, that shows. And people are going to sense our enthusiasm and our passion, and they're going to attract to that, whether it's a sample we're trying to give them or a party we're trying to book or an enrollment that we're trying to get. So we have to just make sure that we have that belief in all of those things if we want to be successful. And something that I always tell myself and my team is Color Street is unlike any other company out there. And I will stand on that confidently forever, because we offer a fun, affordable, simple product. Like I never, ever feel icky or spammy when I share our polish, when I share anything about Color Street, because it's fun. Like you could be sick in the bed, but have gorgeous nails and feel amazing because your nails look good. So I love what we have to offer. And there's no other company out there, in my opinion, that has a fun, affordable, simple product like we do. And, you know, we're just getting started because we're now, you know, branching out into cosmetics and makeup. And some of the other ladies, I don't wear makeup. So this is all new to me, but I've told my customers, you know, we're going to go through this together, you guys. Those of you that are good, you're going to have to teach me, and I'm going to get on and share and do my best. And, you know, that's just kind of how it goes. And I've been focusing on getting back to having fun in my business, because I think that's something that I have just gotten so far away from. Is I've been so focused on, you know, Facebook and the world and all these things that were just really consuming my time and energy, and they're not serving me. So I've got to get back to the fun and why I started this business and the things that I used to do. Somebody said at Leader Summit, think back to your best month ever. What were you doing then? What was your mindset like? What was your, you know, like what was happening to you when you had your best month ever? And then when I look back to that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I was having so much fun with my business. I was doing X, Y, and Z. And now I'm not doing those things. So, yeah, so I kind of have a lot of takeaways.
I love it. Wait, I can't hear you. Is it just me?
I'm done now. I'm done.
Okay. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
No, those were so good. I loved that. A lot of it is mindset, right? And I
Yes.
mean, half that stuff that you mentioned was not even trained about. It was just like you
Right.
needed a minute to like really think about like, you know, where you're at and where you want to go. And I love that so much, Danielle. And I think for me, it was like I decided that I was done putting out fires and I was ready to start some fires. Like I want to start fire like this, start a fire under everybody's butt, including my customers. Like, let's like bring that passion back. Let's have fun with it. And you know, focus on the fun. And my upline Cody, she said something that I really loved. Another question to ask yourself, and that was, if your Color Street business went away tomorrow, what would you miss? And I was like, boom, that's such a good question, because there's so many things I think we would miss, and to like focus more on that, you know? And like you said, like the nail product is mind blowing. You guys, I showed up, I didn't have time to do my nails when I went to Leader Summit. And so I had half grown out acrylics, and I brought my social butterfly and I put it over my my grown out acrylics, and which extended the use. And I was like, holy crap, social butterfly is so dreamy. Like, oh my word. You know, every time I do my nails, I'm always like, I'm just like, yes, I love these. So it's just a good reminder. Like,
Yeah,
I think to
agree,
ask
Kathy.
ourselves, like, why are you here and what are you working towards? You know, people always say like, find your why. But I think I think that's vague. I think it needs to be like, what are you working towards? Why are you here? What are you working towards? You know?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel like we've had a really great discussion. You all shared so much. Does anyone have any final thoughts that popped up while we were chatting?
I'm going to share something that I heard on a podcast today, if you don't mind. Oh, Julie, I just cut you off.
No. Go ahead.
So I was listening to a podcast today, and they were talking about online parties, and it was actually Kristen Boss, because I listen to her all the time. But
Yeah.
she was talking about online party myths, and she said something that really made me think, is like, would I be part of what I'm doing? So like, if I'm doing an online party and I'm like, oh, the party's dead, it's horrible, Facebook is not working. Like, is Facebook not working, or am I not working? Like, is what I'm doing not attracting people? And then like, would I want to be part of that party that I'm doing? Is it fun? Am I providing value? Or am I just posting and praying like most of us do, and just throwing stuff in there, or maybe using post my party, and we're not doing anything with the party other than letting the scheduler go? Like, are we really working these parties? Because if we are, they're not broken like a lot of us think they are. And also, somebody recently said this about, change the name. Like, quit saying party. Change it up and say, would you like to do a live wheel event? Would you like to do an exclusive online event? Would you like to do, you know, whatever it is, a spring fling? Just make up something fun to where you're not just using the same old verbiage, and just don't be afraid to change things. Like, we're obviously in a time where we need to pivot, and we need to get out of that comfort zone, change things up, and know that things aren't broken. We might just have to change a little bit and tweak things. And that's okay, because this is a business.
Yep. Amen. Preach, girl. Okay, Julie, what were you going to say?
I don't know if they said it at Leader Summit or if they said it somewhere else, but and I'm going to say there's only 60,000 active stylists within Color Street right now. And I think we need to remember that this is not saturated. Like, people don't know what Color Street is still. So like, I know sometimes the story we tell ourselves is that, oh, it's a saturated market. No, guys, because, you know, we've had some people who have left. There are so many customers out there who are looking for stylists, and the way that I wish it will change. Hopefully it does change, but the way that our system works, those people are kind of lost in the shuffle. Okay. So talking about the business, talking about Color Street on your personal pages and in your Instagram stories and all of those things, that's going to attract customers that maybe already had a stylist, but they left for whatever reason to come to you because they are looking for someone else. So they're going to be like, oh, I do remember how much I loved that nail polish. Like, let me go find someone. This girl just posted. I mean, I had someone who joined me just because her friend said, I don't have a Color Street stylist anymore. Tell me who yours is. And I commented and she ended up joining. So like, there's honestly so much opportunity out there, but you have to actually work your business like a business. You have to actually put yourself out there. You have to actually talk about it. And not in a spammy and gross way, but like talk about, show your nails, show your makeup, show whatever you're doing. And I promise there are people out there who don't have stylists right now and they're looking for people. And there's so many people who still don't know what we are. So like the part of this whole branding refresh and all these things that we're doing is so that we can be a household name, so that we can be someone like a company that everybody already knows about, just like Chanel and all those others. Like that's the goal, is for us to be able to be a name that people know. So when you say, have you ever tried Color Street? People are like, oh yeah, I've heard of that, you know? So anyway, it's all about the stories that we tell ourselves and what we're saying to our brain, and actually working your business, like actually putting things on your personal page. And I know that like that makes people cringe, like that makes people scared. But if you're not showing up on your personal page and you're only doing it in your VIP, you're never going to expand your market outside of what your VIP is. So anyway.
So true. So true. Preach. Are you,
Can I share?
yeah.
So I think we've all been watching a little bit of, I don't know, personal development over the last few days, but Kristen Boss recently just also said it's our responsibility to evolve. And that really hit home for me, because I do feel like in the first few years of this business, however long you've been here, it was easy, you know, like it just was, for whatever reason, it just, and now is this time period where we are making a choice. We either are ready to pivot and evolve or not. And it's actually very cool, because if you do some research right now regarding social selling, the trends are heading towards more authentic people connecting with more authentic influencers. So you may not think you're an influencer, but you actually are. And people don't want like the done up, you know, look. They don't want the perfect house. You guys might be noticing that like the messy house reels and stuff are going crazy on Instagram right now, like Drew Barrymore's house. Oh my God. And so it's really interesting because it like gets you to connect to like, have you seen that, Kelly?
No, I'm just laughing. It reminded me of our hotel room. That was so messy.
So it's really exciting because it does open the door for all of us to, you know, connect with our customers in a different way. But like Bob Helick last night was talking about, really you need to lead with not the product, but what it's going to solve, and about you and your brand. And then you follow with the product. And so yes, we need to share our nail polish, but share like what you love about it, what your customers love about it. You know, ask questions like, do you wish you could get to the salon? I have the answer. You know, like what problems are we solving? Do you wish you lived on an island? Here's some bronzer, you know, like whatever it is, but you know, like get creative and use it as an opportunity to connect and take care of your customers. Loyalty. Bob Helix said last night, if you do not treat your customers well, you're going to suffer this year. So really take care of them and connect with them.
True that. They are loyal to you. I wrote this down. They are loyal to you, not just the brand. So focusing on personal branding and just like, you know, more of who you are, telling your story, personalizing things. Like they gave us a whole training about how creating super fans with our customers. And they said only on average, 50% of your sales come from 8% of your customers. So who are those customers? Go write down who are your top 8% customers and then treat them like queens, because that's where most of you, that's where half of your sales come from. Okay, well, we could talk on and on and on, but this is, this is going over. So we're going to wrap it up, but thank you so much, ladies, for hopping on and sharing. I think this has been super inspirational. I've learned from you, and you all inspire me, and that's why I love this business. So I hope you all learned from this, and thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.